Today I am at OURANOS. This is a consortium of scientists that work on climate scenario. They're based in Montreal. And I am with Travis Logan, who is a specialist in hydroclimatic modeling. Travis, when we're talking about climate change, obviously the question that everybody have in their mind is, what will the future climate look like? And I guess that is your work, right? To predict the future.
A very quick portrait for Canada in terms of projected climate change. If we look at the maps here, we see on the left the projected change in annual temperatures, looking at a future horizon at the end of the century. And what we see is that there's a strong north-south gradient in terms of the temperature changes that are predicted. So the strongest changes being in the north. What we also notice in terms of the different changes that are projected is that there's a large amount of seasonality involved. So in the next section of maps we see, if we look again on the left, it's still changes in temperature, but now we're looking just for the summer season, and same thing for the precipitation on the right. But what we see here with the temperature is that we still have a north-south gradient, but in fact the north-south gradient has flipped. So we're seeing the most increase in the southern regions of Canada, and slightly less in the northern parts of Canada for the temperature.
So if I'm looking at this map, which shows that the climate in summer would be warmer, as you said, in southern Canada, but not more precipitation, that could then be a problem for central Canada, where we know it's a lot of crop growing area. So
yeah, it's definitely an area of concern in terms of amount of water available for crops or forest growth, things like that.
And is there any way to sort of help each of us to know how the climate will look like in our hometown in the future compared to now?
So one way that we try to communicate some of these things that are fairly complicated is using a map that we're calling a spatial analog. So I just did a quick calculation. So we're talking on average between, say, 200 and 400 kilometers of distance in terms of a shift in terms of the climate. So if you calculate that over, say, about the next 100 years, it ends up being between, say, 2 and 4 kilometers per year. And if you calculate that down, again, it's between, say, 5 and 10 meters per day. So if you can imagine yourself going to sleep at night and the climate has shifted while you're sleeping to the other side of the street.
Very interesting concept indeed, the concept of climate migration. We're used to move to catch the climate going down south, but now it's like the south is catching up with us. So thank you very much, Travis.
Thank you.